Hey guys, Dr. Josh Jagoda here, and today I'm going to talk about a butt wink when you're doing the squat. So if you're familiar with the squat, we know that we're going to come into this position and we're going to start squatting. And what happens is that we're in this nice rounded position where our back is curved, our butt is kind of sticking out, and we're kind of sitting back on our heels a little bit right there. And we should have a nice flat upper back and then nice rounded lumbar area or low back area. And then at some point in time, we have this anterior pelvic tilt, but it's going to shift from anterior and it's going to drop under to a posterior. So really what I'm just saying is that you're going to go from this position to this position. And once you reach this position, you're at risk for some low back pain because you do not have that stability within there because you're kind of taking that support system, which is like the foundation of the pelvis, out of that position. And so what we're going to talk about is how to correct that a little bit, because there could be some other issues with upper back tightness, or it could be within the pelvic and the pelvic girdle, or even more likely down into the hamstrings and glutes and quads and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is at some point in time you're going to see this happen right here, and then it's going to drop, like you can kind of see. So one of the things you'll notice when you're seeing somebody who does a squat and they're starting to do that butt wink is this. You're going to see your upper back start to round. And if you don't have good thoracic extension or extension within the middle of the back right here, you're not going to be able to stay up. So what I like to do is I'll go to a wall here and I will practice my squatting. But once I start to butt wink, I'll stop, okay? And I'll keep my hands either on a table or a chair or something like on the wall or something that I can push myself up to keep my thoracic spine extended up. So that is one of the causes. Now, and one of the solutions to fix it. If you have some hamstring issues where they're too tight, they're going to start pulling onto the girdle there within the pelvis, and that's going to shift your hips from this position again to dumping it forward like that, and that is where you'll really notice an issue there. So what you're going to want to do is, if your hamstrings are too tight, you're going to want to mobilize them, things like that. You're going to want to not stretch them before your activity, but you really want to start getting them into that position a little bit, just like this. You're going to start mobilizing them with a soft tissue tool, myofascial release, things like that, and then you're going to get back in. Now, one of the things I'm also going to say is sometimes a butt wink is not uncommon, and I would argue to some extent it's going to be natural. The question is really, if you are having this butt wink, at what point during your squat is it what we call it pathologic? Is it going to cause problems? Because if you're somebody who's all the way down here like this, you're probably going to be fine because you're not squatting all the way this low. But if you're like eating or, picking up some sticks in this position, camping, whatever, doing some mobility stuff, you're probably you're already too low. And by too low, I mean you're not going to be lifting a weight from this position. So butt wink would be okay in this position. But if you're starting to butt wink right about here and it starts to dip under and you need to be able to squat all the way down, yeah, that is going to cause you problems. So a lot of people are going to disagree with me on if butt wink is natural or not natural. I do think it is natural. I do think it is a normal part of the squat process, but at what level? So, and that is where it is a key indicator, because if you're starting to have that butt wink here, you're at risk for problems. If you butt wink all the way down, I'm okay with that because nobody's really squatting this low. If you're here and you're starting to butt wink, that's still an issue. So make sure that if you are butt winking, guys, that you're practicing your thoracic extension, you're mobilizing your hips and your pelvis to really, really make sure that it is not pathologic or giving you low back pain or potential causes for low back pain at that squat. So you should be able to go to about 90, if not a little bit lower, without completely butt winking, all right? So that is the butt wink, guys, and that is some methods to kind of fix it a little bit, and that is some kind of my opinions on if it's natural or not. But thanks again, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye.